Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel Coin Collectors and Treasure Hunters. Today's video is all about the tiny Australian coins that could put big money in your pocket. The 1966 and 1981 5-cent coins might look small and ordinary, but certain rare varieties, high-grade mint condition examples, and unusual errors can be worth far more than 5 cents. Some of these coins have sold for hundreds of dollars, and a few extremely rare mistakes have reached thousands at auction. In this video, I'll show you exactly what to look for, including key minting details, rare error types, metal variations, and the most valuable collector pieces ever discovered. If you enjoy finding treasure right in your loose change, make sure to watch until the end, because one of these coins might be hiding in your home right now. Let's get started. First up, today's episode is all about one of Australia's interesting decimal coin issues, the 1966 Australia 5-cent coin 1966. We'll dig into its origins, design, features, mintages, varieties, current market value, key things to look out for, and tips for collectors. Whether you have one of these coins in your drawer or are considering acquiring one, by the end of this video you'll have a full appreciation of its story and worth. In Australia, the 14th of February 1966 marked the transition from the pre-decimal currency pounds, shillings, pence to the decimal dollar. The 5-cent coin was introduced at that date, effectively replacing the sixpence in value. The coin carried the familiar echidna design on the reverse by designer Stuart Devlin and the bust of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse by designer Arnold Machen. The introduction of this coin marks an important moment in Australia's monetary history, the shift to decimalisation, and as such, first-year coins carry interest beyond just face value. Let's look at the technical specs and mintage figures for the 1966 5-cent. According to the Australian Mint, the standard 1966 5-cent coin is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighs approximately 2.83 grams, and has a diameter of 19.41. 2000 mintage for 1966 is given at around 45.4 million coins overall. The specialist site shows a breakdown: 30 million minted at the Royal Mint, London L. Mint mark, and 45.4 million combined, including the Australian Mint. What this means is, although this coin is common in the broad sense, certain varieties and condition grades significantly affect value. A key point that collectors must be aware of: the 1966 5-cent has recognizable varieties tied to different mints and subtle design differences. For example, the 1966 London Mint version is distinguished from the Canberra Mint issue by differences in the echidna spine on the reverse. Among other minor markers, also certain error issues such as a tilted partial collar variety have been documented. It's these varieties plus the coin's grade and condition that can elevate its value well above face value. Now to the big question: what is the 1966 5-cent coin worth? According to the valuation guide from coinsandaustralia.com, general circulated examples may trade in modest amounts, around a few dollars USD or equivalent, depending on condition. For instance, the guide shows an uncirculated proof 1966 5-cent graded PCGSPR 69DC Deep Cameo at US $231.50, and retail listings for proof examples up to US $515 plus. For standard circulation examples, the guide shows more modest values in fine to very fine condition, perhaps around $6 to 9, approximately equals Aus $8 to 12. So while the face value is 5 cents, its collector value is dependent entirely on condition, variety, and grade. Why such a wide range in values? It comes down to several factors: condition, grade, coins with minimal wear uncirculated command a premium; variety, mint mark versions from London L. Mint or with special die markers may be more scarce; proof versus circulation, proof coins, museum or collector sets, were struck with special finish and are far rarer. As we saw, proof examples can go for hundreds of dollars. Error coins: if a coin has a minting error, MIS strike collar issue planchet flaw, it can become much more valuable. For example, the tilted partial collar variety is an error noted in listings. If you're looking to buy or evaluate one of these coins, here are some tips. Check the date and condition. 1966 is the key year. Examine the coin's reverse echidna spine detail for mint variation, especially long spine versus short spine for the 1966 London versus Canberra issues. Look for wear or damage. Any scratches, discoloration, or rim nicks lower value significantly. If the coin is listed as proof for high grade MS or PR grade, check for certification by a well-known grading service BCGS, NGC, etc. Beware of counterfeits or altered coins, especially high-value examples. Consider the packaging or provenance. Proof coins often come in original mint sets. For those holding these coins or considering adding one to a collection, store coins in low-humidity acid-free holders or capsules to prevent corrosion. Avoid handling by fingers. Use cotton gloves or hold by the edge to preserve luster. Keep an eye on market values, forums, numismatic auctions, and mint reviews. If purchasing, compare multiple offers and ensure the seller is reputable. Think of long-term value. While this coin has collector interest now, condition is everything, so acquiring an uncirculated or near uncirculated example is best if budget allows. Document any variety or mint mark to support future resale or appraisal. In closing, the 1966 Australian 5-cent coin may seem modest with its small face value, but its significance as the inaugural year of decimal coinage and the presence of varieties and proof issues make it an interesting piece for collectors. While most circulated coins won't command huge premiums, high-grade or rare variety versions can be worthwhile. Also worth noting, as coin collecting interest evolves and early decimal coins age, well-preserved examples may become more sought after. So if you have one tucked away, it's worth a closer look. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1966 5-cent coin, please hit the subscribe button, click the bell icon for future coin collector features, and leave a comment if you own one of these coins or have questions. I'll link in the description below some of the reference guides I mentioned, coins and Australia.com, Numista, etc. As always, I'm not a financial advisor. This is for hobby and informational purposes. Thanks for watching. Happy collecting, and I'll see you in the next episode. Next up today, we're diving deep into a tiny coin with a surprisingly big story, the 1981 Australian 5-cent. On the face of it, this is just a small copper nickel echidna coin worth -1 cent, but collectors love 1981 because it's the only year in the modern 5C series that was struck at multiple international mints, and that fact creates varieties, small rarities, and opportunities for collectors and resellers. Stay with me, I'll show you how to spot the different mint origins, what common values are today, the rarer types that can jump a coin's price, and where to list a coin if you want to sell. If you're new here, hit subscribe and the bell for weekly coin breakdowns. Brief history: the Australian 5C was introduced with decimalization in 1966 and retained Stuart Devlin's echidna reverse design. Throughout the decimal era, the obverse shows Queen Elizabeth II's portrait. For this period, the coin is small, about 19.41 millimeters diameter to 0.83 G, and copper nickel composition, the same specifications that applied from 1966 through the early 1980s. These physical facts matter when grading, cleaning, or identifying altered surfaces later on. Here's the headline: 1981 is unusual because, unlike most years that were produced only at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, coins that year were also struck overseas, the Royal Mint at Lantrisant, UK, and the Royal Canadian Mint in Winnipeg, creating 3 mintage lines for the same date. That means the same dated coin can have different subtle die characteristics and different collector demand, depending on which mint produced it. The multi-mint production in 1981 also produced very large overall numbers, so most 1981 5C coins remain common in circulated grades. Reported mintages for 1981 are large sources list tens of millions from Canberra plus around 50 million each from Lantrisant and Winnipeg, so overall the world supply is significant. That large total mintage explains why a typical worn 1981 5C is still virtually only face value or a couple dollars to collectors. However, and this is important, some uncirculated pieces, mint rolls, or coins with documented provenance from a specific mint, for example a sealed RAM roll, can command higher retail prices. I'll show you how to tell the difference in a moment. Value depends entirely on grade and variety. A circulated 1981 5C is generally worth only a little more than face, often a few cents to a few dollars. Uncirculated mint state coins, MS62, MS65, appear in price guides and dealer listings in the low single-digit to low double-digit AUD range, with top-grade examples worth more. By contrast, documented error pieces or very rare varieties, for instance a brockage or other minting error, may fetch multiples, sometimes tens or even hundreds of dollars. depending on rarity and condition. Online marketplaces show common buy it now prices around small amounts for circulated pieces, and occasional eBay or dealer listings for more for uncirculated or error examples. Remember marketplace. If you're searching rolls or pocket change, look for blockages, a full or partial mirror image, strike on the opposite face, double striking off center, strikes, or unusual RIM planchet defects. These are the pieces that can jump in value. The 1981 5-cent has documented blockage and other oddities on the secondary market. Specialist dealers sometimes list these as collectible error coins with significantly higher prices. If you find an error, resist cleaning it, keep it in the condition you found it, and get a photo and a professional opinion before listing. Visually, the date and basic design are the same, but experts use die markers. Minute differences in strike and surface and provenance. Packaging rolls to attribute pieces to Canberra, Lantrisant, or Winnipeg. If you have a sealed roll from the Royal Australian Mint, that's the easiest proof. Otherwise, compare your coin to high-resolution pictures from reputable references, or post clear, well-lit photos to specialist forums for help. Reference books such as Renix and specialist online databases list known die varieties and can help you pin down the origin if attribution matters to you, and it often matters to collectors. Seek a second opinion from a dealer or numismatic society. Never clean coins with abrasives or household chemicals. Cleaning kills collector value by altering the surface. For grading, the usual world coin scale applies per gives. About good gives, fine gives, extremely fine gives, about uncirculated gives, mint state MS. For modern copper nickel coins, look for original luster and minimal contact marks. For higher grades, store coins in inert flips, acid-free envelopes, or certified capsules. If a coin may be valuable error, top MS grade, or rare attribution, consider professional grading and encapsulation. That often improves bear confidence and can raise prices at sale. Also, photograph both sides at high resolution. If you want to buy, check reputable dealers, specialist Australian auctions, or national numismatic societies, and compare prices on sites like eBay, but treat marketplace prices with caution. If selling, present the coin honestly with clear photos, describe grade and provenance, and be prepared to accept offers. Common circulated 1981 5C will typically not bring large sums. Error or top MS specimens are the exception and perform well. So bottom line, the 1981 Australian 5-cent coin is a common date in circulated grades, but an interesting hunt because of the multiple mint production and the occasional collectible error. Most examples will be worth only a bit above face, unless they're high grade, have a documented mint origin, or show a genuine minting error. If you found a 1981 5C in a roll or pocket change that looks unusually sharp or odd, take clear photos, don't clean it, and get a specialist opinion. You might have something worth far more than 5 cents. Smash that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment with the weirdest coin you've ever found. I read every one. Thanks for watching and happy hunting.